Today I'm going to be doing the Labor Day special. What if Naruto was Meliodas' reincarnation? So basically how this is going to go down is Merlin is going to, they're all going to die versus the Demon King. And then Merlin is going to send Meliodas' soul or his spirit or something like that into another universe, and it goes to the main attracting star, aka Naruto Uzumaki. So without further ado, let's just hurry up and start this what if. So how this what if is going to start is Naruto's not going to have the 9 tails. He's actually going to have a brother, and his name is Menma. Menma has half of the 9 tails, and Naruto's actually going to have another brother, and his name is Zeldris. You see what I'm doing here, right? His name is Zeldris. Zeldris gained the other half of the 9 tails. So yeah. So one day, Naruto, he's really protective of his younger brothers, and he's also very skilled. Naruto is a prodigy among prodigies, with his brother Zeldris being a really cool guy, having a calm complexion and a cool demeanor, and their brother Menma actually being kind of wild and fun with more energy. And Naruto, he's not wild, but he's pretty fun. One day while they're walking, they fall into a pit. As Naruto sees this sword, Zeldris runs up to it as he says, "Wait, let me see this." As he tries to pick it up, but it's impossible. The sword is too heavy. Yeah, so we're kind of going to be adding in some Thor benefits in here. Zeldris says, "What the heck?" Let me try, Menma says. Menma's the youngest brother by a couple minutes. As Menma tries to grab it, he picks up the sword for a couple of seconds, but then it drops straight back down to the ground. And Menma just pouts. As Naruto walks up to the sword, he grabs the sword's handle, and he lifts the sword. The sword is so light to Naruto, he lifts it up so fast that it actually slashes the top of the cave or whatever the pit that they fell into. As we then see another weapon. Now this weapon is in the form of This weapon is in the form of a katana. Yeah, it's more of in the form of a katana. No, a bicento, kind of like Whitebeard's, thing. But it's not as big. It's as tall as Zeldris. It grows with Zeldris. As Zeldris picks it up, and it's actually an easy lift, Menma then sees, okay, where's mine? As he walks around the place, and he then finds a jackhammer. Or should I? No. He then finds a jackhammer. Not a jackhammer, he just finds a hammer. He picks it up, and he then smashes it against the ground. For some reason right now he's thinking about a sword, like a tiny knife thing, and he smashes it on the ground. And then he creates a knife, a dagger. And he says, "Whoa, this is real cool." He puts the blade on his back, but then a seal appears on his hand. As he picks up the sword with that seal. No. He says, "Hey, big brother, what are these?" As Naruto walks over and he says, "Huh? I have the same thing." And so does Zeldris. Oh, and let me just explain how Zeldris looks. Zeldris, he looks exactly like how he looks, with 2 whiskers. Naruto does not. Naruto has 1 whisker, and Menma has 3 whiskers. As they didn't pick it up, I don't know why he has whiskers. Don't ask me. As Zeldris, since he's the genius, he then says, it seems like these might be seals for our weapons. Let me see something. As Zeldris takes up his ginormous bicento, and he puts the edge of it into his hand, as it just goes straight down into his hand. And he's shocked as Menma tries to do it, and it works. Naruto, he does the exact same thing, As we then skip, at this time, I think I said that they were all 6. Now they are the age of 12. It is now the tuning exams, but Naruto and Zeldris, no. They're not any ordinary genin. They're actually real, they're special jonin until they're 12. Zeldris, he signed up for the Anbu. Naruto, he was just a special jonin. And he actually was thinking of starting a group called the 7 Deadly Sins, but he brushed that off for later. Now, this is kind of going to be real tricky, having these 3 in the story. So, Menma and Zeldris, Menma is going to be on Team Kakashi. Naruto is going to be on Team Kurenai. Let's just take out Shino. I know, it sucks. No, I don't want, because, no, he's not going to be shipped with Hinata, guys. There's not going to be a ship in this What If until Shippuden, probably. But it's not going to be Hinata. So, actually, Zeldris is going to be the one on Team Kurenai. And, we're just going to take out Ino. No. Yeah, we're just going to take out Ino. And put Naruto on Team Asuma. As we see, as they are, they all do their weird bell test, Naruto, at this present time, he doesn't have any real, no, yes he does. Naruto actually has 2 chakra affinities, fire style and wind style. Zeldris has 3 chakra affinities, water style, fire style, and lightning style, as a matter of fact. No, he doesn't actually have wind style. Menma has earth style, fire style, no, earth style. He only got earth style. Nah, I'm not gonna do my boy that bad. He has earth style and wind style. As we can see, we're just going to skip to their first missions. Now, for some reason, on all of the missions, they all have to go up against Jonin, like high-class Jonin. And Zeldris, he kind of, carries his team. Kiba nearly got killed. And let's just say it was, a high Chunin level, and that's who Kurenai was fighting, and he was on Genjutsu, a bull. Yeah, Kurenai's Genjutsu wasn't strong enough to get him in. Let's just say he had some special dojutsu, which is not really important. And Zeldris just fought, the fodder, No, I mean, he just fought the, Jonin, who Kurenai could not fight. So, yeah. So, Menma's mission, still the land of waves, and Menma is a little stronger. Let me explain the power levels. Naruto is the strength of a mid-jonin, as Menma is the strength of a low to mid-chunin, as Zeldris is the strength of a low jonin. So yeah, like he almost died when he fought, but then he had to whip out that nine tails. So we're just gonna skip all the way straight to the tuning exams. Naruto's mission was quite easy. He just had to take out some Anbu. Wait, that's not supposed to be easy. But yeah, he survived. No one got hurt. As we then see, as Naruto walks into the tuning exams, right after him comes Zeldris and Menma. As they then greet each other, saying, "Long time no see." Kabuto then walks up to Naruto, as he says, "You must be Naruto Uzumaki, the special Jonin, eh?" As Naruto just turns around and he says, "Yeah, why? What do you want to know?" "Ah, nothing. It's just an honor to meet you." "Oh, thanks. Well, if you don't mind, I'm out. Peace." As he just walks away, Kabuto tries to catch up to him, but then Zeldris then walks right in front of Kabuto. Wait, and I actually have to go to bed, so I'm just gonna say this. Time skip. As Zeldris is standing in front of Meliodias, and Meliodias is standing in front of Zeldris, he says, "Brother," Zeldris says this, "I will make you pay." Yo, what is up, YouTube? I'm just getting. I'm going to be doing part 2 of What If. Naruto's Meliodas reincarnation. Something happened with my recording. And let's see if it's back. So yes, I am rocking the mic this time. Let's just hop right into this. What if? So we see as Naruto. No, Zeldris is standing in front of Naruto. He says, "You will pay." So I literally forgot the teams that I put them on. So we're not really going to be mentioning the teams, and all of them except for Menma are going to be taken off of their team. Yeah, so Naruto and Meliodas are going to be taken off their team because I do not remember teams. So yeah, without further ado, let's just start this. What if we see as Naruto is standing in front of Zeldris as they both blitz each other, slamming their blades right into each other. Now, if I am correct, I gave Menma a hammer, I gave Naruto a sword, and I gave Zeldris a spear. So yeah, we're actually going to be changing Zeldris' weapon because a spear, yeah, that's kind of out of touch. We're actually going to be giving Zeldris a I can't give him a sword because that's Naruto's weapon. We're just gonna give Zeldris a club. No, I didn't give Zeldris that. I gave Zeldris a Bicento, just like Whitebeard's. Oh yeah, I remember now. Zeldris then slams his Bicento right into Naruto's blade as they keep clashing at such high speeds. Only Jonin level ninja can see them. And high tuning. As Naruto gets the upper hand over Zeldris, and he kicks Zeldris right in the face, making Zeldris fly straight into the ground. As Zeldris then gets back up and he's grunting super hard, and he says, "I'm gonna kill you!" As we're just about to get the flashback for what happened, we see as Zeldris is standing right in front of Naruto and Meliodas. In front of Menma and Meliodas, as he sees as Meliodas then blitz Menma, kicks Menma in his gut, punches Menma in his face, and uses the back handle of his blade and slams it right into Menma's back, dislocating Menma's arm, making Menma fall onto the ground. Naruto, Zeldris is then enraged as a ginormous explosion happens right where he is, allowing Naruto to escape. As the flashback is now, as we then cut back into the real fight. "I'm gonna kill you for what you did to our younger brother Menma." As Zeldris then blitzes Naruto, slamming the bottom half of his Bicento into Naruto's chest, making Naruto cough out some blood. As Naruto then says, "Zeldris, let me explain." As Zeldris then throws his Bicento right at Naruto, as Naruto barely dodges. Zeldris then switches places with the Bicento, kicking Naruto right in his face, making Naruto smash into the wall. Naruto then gets back up, as he then says, "Seems like I'm gonna have to beat you up, then explain." As he then blitzes Zeldris, kicking Zeldris in his gut. Then he then punches Zeldris in his face, making Zeldris fall to the ground. He then clashes with Zeldris as an immense wind then starts to go throughout the stadium. This is Naruto's wind release, as he used his wind release to push him off of his feet, slamming right into Zeldris' blade. Zeldris then jumps back up, as he then grabs his blade, as he's so mad right now. He then picks up his Bicento and he swings it around, as he then says, "Whirlwind Splicer!" As Naruto then tanks this attack, as he then gets back up, only to see Zeldris grab his weapon, rip it out of his hand, and smash him right on his face right into the rock. As the weapon then drops straight to the ground. As Zeldris then says, "We all gained a Keke Toda," or something like that, or not a Keke Genkai. No, you gained a Keke Genkai / Keke Toda / whatever it's called. As Naruto then starts to get up, as his Keke Toda is now turned on. As we're actually going to be doing something here. Naruto is not going to have the 9-tailed fox. Menma's going to have the entire beast in him. As Naruto's demon then fires up in its first stage, as he's trying to fight back control, but he can't. Zeldris has gone too far. As Zeldris then says, "I have the best control over my beast. Let me activate it right now." Zeldris doesn't really have a beast, but you can say that he does have a Keke Toda or something like that. If I'm getting what a Keke Toda is. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Naruto then blitzes Zeldris, as Zeldris then says, "Dark armor." As Naruto, his attack was completely absorbed by Zeldris, who is now fully cloaked in the color black, only to be able to see his eyes, and just his eyes. As he then spins his blade around and he slams his blade right into the ground. Ooh! Ooh, he then spins his blade around. Then he slams his blade right to the ground. Ooh, I'm spinning some bars, baby. As as the stadium then starts, the Chunin Exam Center, the floor of it then starts to turn black. As Naruto, his head then goes sideways. As his feet are the darkness then grabs his feet as he can't move. It's starting to consume his body. As Naruto is starting to feel it crush down on him. But he's regenerating so fast, it's not really doing anything to him. Naruto then jumps out of it. As then Zeldris is shocked. He says, "No way. No way. That should have restrained you and then broke your legs. No. How?" Please tell me I'm recording. Okay, good. As he's then met with a punch to the face. As he then starts to get up, Naruto then says, "This must be the spirit that Minato told me about. If it gets too out of hand, I'll seal it. But not right now. I want to see this fight. If the boy can fight back." As Naruto is fighting, as he then stops moving, and Zeldris takes this opportunity, even though he knows that Naruto is trying to fight the beast, and he then stabs his blade into Naruto's gut, making Naruto cough out blood. Naruto then looks down at at Zeldris' blade, as he grabs it. And Zeldris then creates chains, dark chains around Naruto's body. As then he then starts to fire up a dark pit. As he then throws it right at Naruto. As Naruto has then been sucked up into the dark pit. As Zelda says, "Fear me, brother. Dark hole." As now the stadium's starting to kind of get destroyed. Zelda then realizes this. As he then closes the black hole. Naruto, his entire arm was lopped off with his sword, as Naruto is now in Zeldris' world. As dark figures and start to run at Naruto. Naruto easily kicks them away and punches them away. As he regains consciousness, he even gets so he actually has to go through an entire process, but I don't feel like explaining that entire process. But Naruto, his pure aura then explodes as Zeldris' black hole then opens back up. As Naruto then comes out of it. And somehow he got transformed back into his demon form. Version 1 still. As he brings his hand up and he sucks back his arm he sucks his arm right back. As he kind of uses a force kind of like Geppo. And he then clashes blades with Zeldris, making Zeldris... Zeldris has used a lot of chakra, so he literally, Black Hole takes 50% of his chakra. Zeldris only has 22% or 23%. As Zeldris barely starts to get up. As blood is running from Zeldris' mouth. Naruto's hand then becomes covered in dark aura. As he then blitzes Zeldris, stabbing his arm straight through Zeldris' chest. As he then picks up Zeldris, everyone is horrified. Naruto just stabbed his hand through his brother. As he's then zapped out of the form. As tears then starts to run down his eyes, he then rips his hand straight out of Zeldris' chest as he starts to cry. Where's Menma? He's knocked out, but he's still here. As medics then start to run in, Zeldris then looks down at his chest as he then says, "No one get close," as they all then jump back. As Zeldris then uses dark, I forgot what it's called. I don't know what it's going to be called. Dark stitching or something like that. And he stitches up every organ, every cell, every bone, he didn't stitch up his entire body where he got that cut. As he's perfectly fine. As he didn't blitzes Naruto and he keeps punching Naruto in the face. Naruto, as he's letting this happen, he then says, "Zeldris, please stop. Please stop. I don't want to fight you anymore." As Zeldris will not stop. Zeldris then jumps back as he's now panting and he says, "I win." As Naruto's on the ground. As the proctor's about to call it, Naruto then blitzes Zeldris and he karate chops Zeldris right in his neck. As Zeldris passes out. The proctor then announces Naruto as the winner. And Menma then wakes up and he sees what's going on. He says, "Huh? What happened?" And he sees Zeldris on the floor being carried out in a stretcher. And Naruto perfectly fine. What? He was able to easily dispatch Big Brother Zeldris? That's crazy! No way. As this is where I'm going to be ending off this one. Naruto then walks back up. Yeah, I think I put him inside of Asuma's group. As he then passes Shikamaru. And Shikamaru then says, "You could have went a little easy on him. I didn't even know what I was doing half of the time." I see. As they know about this form, that's how the third Hokage knows about this form as well, because Asuma told him about this when they went on their mission, and for some reason Naruto transformed. I know I said it was a super easy mission, but yeah, Naruto transformed. And Gaara then looking at him with a slight bit of fear, as he then grins, as his brother and sister see this. As Naruto then walks to the bathroom, Gaara following. As this is where I'm going to be ending off this What If. Like, comment, subscribe, share to all of your friends on their social media platforms. YouTube, well, peace. Peace, family, gang. Today I will be doing part 3 and the movie to What If Meliodias was in Naruto. So I'm just gonna skim over the Gaara fight, as we see Gaara and Naruto fighting, which Gaara actually gets his butt kicked by Naruto pretty easily. After he slammed Naruto into the wall and sand punched him a couple of times, the fight went over pretty easily. And now we're gonna skip to when Gaara gets kidnapped. Yes, the third Hokage still dies. Now, Team 7, the team that Meliodas is on with Shikamaru and blah blah blah, they go out to save Gaara. As they do this, they come back as the mission was actually passed successfully without Naruto going into any demon form. Now, Naruto is on the level of the Sannin, probably stronger than all of them, even a Prime Orochimaru. He is a little bit weaker, or around the exact same strength as Jiraiya, so let's say Jiraiya is a 10 and Naruto is a 9.7. Zeldris is a 8.8, and Menma is a 5.5, being much weaker than both his brothers, but stronger than the OG timeline of Naruto. So we skip as the pain arc happens with Zeldris and Menma actually fighting Pain, and as it's actually a pretty easy fight. We can skip to the war where Marra is then summoned. As we see Naruto, now they're at the battlefields where in the timeline Naruto would give them the chakra of the nine tails, but Menma actually does this. As Menma, he's not like Naruto. He doesn't actually have KCM mode. He can transform all the way up to 8 tails. As they fight, Naruto is now stronger than all the Akatsuki. As Zeldris is currently helping Kakashi fight Obito because Obito has been amped up, which then Obito then gets into Jubito mode. Naruto actually goes into demon oppressed Meliodas, or whatever we call it, but assault mode Meliodas, which is more controlled as his legs are black. Yeah, go watch Some Deadly Sins, season 4. One of those. Or just look up Meliodas and scroll through, or look up Meliodas demon mode, and then you'll see how Naruto looks. Naruto then tries to blitz Obito as he uses some of his dark powers. Obito dodges this as he uses his truth-seeking staff to slam away Naruto. Naruto blocking with a dark shield. As Naruto's blade then awakens. Now at this moment, Zeldris is what would Zeldris be doing? Zeldris is like protecting everyone, I guess. As he was the one who was mainly fighting and leading the troops, and then when he had to fight Obito, he nearly died. So Zeldris actually cannot fight right now, but he's gonna pop up soon. As we then skip to Menma's perspective, Menma is just fighting with his dad, kind of like how Naruto did. And we can see as Tobidama is standing in front of Zeldris, he then puts the flying Raijin on Zeldris' back. As we then skip over back to Naruto's perspective, Obito is firing off three truth-seeking orbs over at Naruto. Naruto cannot block these with his darkness because, well, he just can't. He's not in the position to. As then Zeldris is then teleported right in front of Naruto. As his hand then turns into a big spiral as he says, "Dark black hole," as he sucks up all of Obito's attack. As then Zeldris then teleports right behind Obito and slams his truth-seeking orbs into him with negative chakra, so it actually hurts Obito. As Obito coughs out blood, he's then met with a Bijou Bomb Big Daddy Rasengan to the chest. As Menma then swings around as he tries to slam his gauntlet or his hammer into Obito. But Obito just grabs this gauntlet as he starts to crush it, and he uses his truth-seeking orbs to completely dissipate the orb. As Menma is in shock, he then gets stabbed straight through the gut. "Give me your nine tails chakra," Obito says. But Naruto then comes as he slices off Obito's arm, making Obito yell out in pain. As Obito then reattaches his arm, he then lands right where Zeldris is. As Zeldris says, "This is the last attack I can summon up. Dark Emperor." As he then slams this right into Obito, as Obito coughs out blood. Naruto then stabs his blade into Obito as he then says, I seal you forever here and more. As Obito then dissipates. But before this, Madara absorbed all of the Nine Tails into... all of the, He absorbed Obito, which then gave him the Ten Tails power. As Zeldris then passes out on the battlefield, and he's picked up by a couple of health ninja or whatever they call them these days. As Menma is panting, Naruto is the only one who's conscious and can still fight, as he rushes in at Marida, only to get stabbed through the chest by a truth-seeking orb that was turned into a blade by Madara. As Madara says, it was only the worst to come, brat. Now you're dead. As he then drops Naruto on the ground. As he kills Menma and kills Zeldris. As we then skip to Zeldris and Naruto's point of view. As they're now in a dark pit. As we then see a ginormous being. As he says, it seems you've died. Because of the Sage of the Six Paths, I have to bring you back. So, here's my power I grant half, and I grant the darkness to you, Zeldris. I grant the light and everything thereof to you. And I grant this tiny seed as it then disappears. And, we then skip to Menma's perspective, where Sage Six Paths gives Menma the light. And the Demon King actually gave Zeldris the moon. And Meliodias actually got... Meliodias don't get nothing. He just got extra power, so yeah. As they then teleport into Madara by this time has already sucked up the God Tree. As Naruto then blitzes Madara, as he then tries to slice Madara in half, Madara barely dodging. But he's then met with a Super Saiyan, or it feels like a Super Saiyan punch to the face by Zeldris, making him fly through the ground. And Menma then says, oh, I didn't see you coming there. As he then snaps his fingers as a giant hammer then appears out of nowhere, as he then controls it and slams it right into Marida. As this is how Naruto should have ended, and I'm not going to make the same mistake that Kishimoto makes. As then we see as Zetsu tries to kill Madara, but he's then Chidori through the heart by the one and only Kakashi, who was actually aiming for Madara. But we all know how Kakashi always be missing. I don't even know why he be reading the Itchy series, because he always misses his shots. But he's still an OG though. As Obito is now dead, Madara is then sliced in half by Naruto. As then Zeldris then puts his hand on Madara. No. Naruto then kicks Madara down, sealing him back into his regular body, or making Madara just regenerates. Making Guy actually not have to go into the 8th gate. He was about to go into the 8th gate, but then Naruto and Mel missed, they came back from the dead. As Zeldris and Menma then say, Colossal... Dang it, I forgot what it's called. Yin and Yang Seal! As a ginormous emerge of light then happens, as Madara's body is nowhere to be found, as he's then sucked up. as Zetsu starts to get up. But he's then sucked up straight to the sky. As they have a happy ever ending story. As this is where I'm going to be ending up this with, because I actually have to go to class. Like, comment, subscribe, share to all your friends on social media platforms. You too, we are out. Peace.